Assalamu alaikum, it's me Huma Islam, and again we're going to discuss Islamiyat paper 2, chapter 2, which is the history and importance of the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the B part questions. You're most probably wondering why I'm not discussing the A part questions. The A part questions are fact based questions in which Pakistani students are very good at it because they're good at remembering dates and sequence of events. But the B part questions are based on critical analysis and using your opinion and reasoning and being able to debate about an answer. And because my students lack in this skill, so that's why I decided that we will discuss these parts first. Okay, so the question put forward is, which in your opinion is more beneficial? In other words, what we're going to discuss, they are beneficial, but we're asking which one is more beneficial, right? For Muslims to have MUSANNAF collections or MASNAD collections of hadith. So we have two types of collections, a MUSANNAF collection and a MASNAD collection. Which one is more beneficial for Muslims? Give reasons for your answer. Okay, so MUSANNAF collection. What do we mean by MUSANNAF collection? Sa, Sod, Noon, and Fa is the root letters. To arrange by chapter. To arrange topics or compile a book by chapters, categories, or sections. For example, arranging a book by chapter based on Salah or Tawheed or Zakah, different categories and different sections, or categories based on subject matter. You could say that this compilation is based on subject matter. Now, the benefit of having a collection of this type is that you can quickly access the subject matter that you desire to find. In other words, if I want to search about Salah, I can quickly go to that topic, to that section which is dealing with Salah. If I want to go to a topic which is dealing on Zakah, I can quickly go to that topic. Then legal findings, we can quickly find legal findings based on law, different matters of law. If we go to a Musannaf collection, subject matters based on law, we can easily find legal rulings in the Musannaf collection. All we have to go is to go to the chapter that has the legal rulings for so-called like inheritance or something like that. And Musannaf collections are comprehensive. They deal with a lot of subject matter from A to Z. It's a comprehensive collection. Any subject that you would require to find out about, you will find it present there. Okay, Musannaf collections, when I say it's comprehensive, it does not just contain the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it also has the quotes of companions. In other words, the blessed companions. Their quotes will also be collected in a Musannaf collection. Suppose it's about the book of Zakah, and then if a companion said anything about Zakah, that quote will also be present in that book. For example, the Muwatta of Imam Malik, that is a Musannaf collection. You can give that as an example. And it's like a dictionary basically. You just search. Sometimes you can search like in alphabetical order or just search for the topic. Reference. It's good when you need to find references, when you need to use a hadith based on any topic, when you're preparing an assignment or you're preparing a religious sermon. You can easily go to a Musannaf collection, and then for references you can add it to your work. And then Sanad, Masnad collection. It's from the root letters Sin, Sa, Na, the Sin, Na, Noon, and Dal. Sanad. Sanad means to be supported. And when we're talking about supported, we mean the hadith is supported by chain of narrators. The chain of the narrators, it's from starting from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then it would be a companion, all the way up to the narrator who is narrating the hadith. the chain would be unbroken. In other words, each and every person who took the hadith, who collected the hadith, who transmitted the hadith is present in that chain. A whole lot of focus in these collections is about the chain of narrators. The chain of narrators must be unbroken, and it must lead up to the end, should lead up to the companion who has recalled the hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because there's so much stress on the chain of narrators and it being unbroken, it is a reliable source of hadith. Then authentic. Because of the chain of narrators, we come to know that the hadith is authentic because it lands all the way up to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. An example of MASNAD collection is MASNAD Ahmad bin Hanbal, and which his collection is based on different specific individuals. For example, Hazrat Abu Bakr, the Masnad of Abu Bakr is being collected. Every single hadith or quote that Hazrat Abu Bakr had quoted or narrated up would be present in Masnad Abu Bakr. And then you also have the Masnad of Hazrat Ali, in which everything that ever Hazrat Ali said would be present there. And so that is your difference between Musnad and MUSANNAF collection. Which one is beneficial? What would you say to them? Which one would be beneficial? That would be your choice as to which one would be beneficial. Thank you.